Hey guys, Scott Dispel here, dispelmusic.com. I want to welcome you to my humble studio here in gloomy Cleveland, Ohio. If you like anything Gothic or medieval or fantasy, or if you play the forbidden game Dungeons and Dragons, you're in the right spot. That's the stuff we love, and that's what we write our music about. So on the verge of releasing our second album, Inferno. We've been doing some reflecting on how we got here, and it seems like every day we're getting new fans, we're making new friends, our friends are becoming fans. There's this great synchronicity of people who are starting to enjoy our music, which completely inspires us to continue to do this. And I thought it would be fun to make a video for our new fans and friends about how we got here. So this is kind of the story so far video. So if you'd like to spend a minute with me, let's check it out. So the concept behind Dispel was really inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. I've been playing this ridiculous game since junior high, and the thing about Dungeons and Dragons is it really draws upon medieval lore and ancient warriors and stuff, and it's just a complete boost to your imagination. So for artists and musicians, imagination is so important. So the game really feeds the imagination, so that was the inspiration behind Dispel, and I tried to figure out how can I make music that would express my love of medieval mythology and lore. So the first step towards that is my late sister Becky Lynn and I. We did a little collaboration. So she did a narrative for me, and I threw some like ominous background music to it. So that was really the seed that planted Dispel. And if you'd like to hear that, you can go to dispelmusic.com, scroll down on the blogs, and there's a song honoring my late sister, and that's the song. It's a free download for you if you'd like to hear it or use it for your next gaming session. So that really got the ball rolling. Let's see if I can expand upon this, and I started writing music. So I had a couple songs down, didn't fully have the concept, and luckily at that time I was asked to play drums for a touring witch house artist who is on Cleopatra Records. So it was a great opportunity for me, so I jumped on that, and we got to tour the country, and it really immersed me in the real deep, dark underground of what's going on, you know. And so we toured like New York and Chicago, Philadelphia, Milwaukee. So I want to send a shout out to Plagues, who's arguably probably the best witch house artist out there. So look up Plagues. But anyways, this really inspired me, you know, being around such creative people, seeing what's going on in the underground, because we all know that creativity is in the underground. So when I got back from that tour, I literally cranked out 7 songs, basically had a whole album ready to go. However, I did not have a singer. It was just me writing music. So at that time, the universe jumped in and introduced me to Raven C, our singer. So I met Raven C at a drum circle that was being held in a cathedral on the west side of Cleveland, and it's this gorgeous Baroque cathedral that was probably, I think it was built in late 1800s. It's quite inspiring. Well, that's where I met Raven C. So Raven C and I became friends, and I mentioned, hey, you know, I've got a project, I need a singer. She's like, oh, I can sing. So I'm like, all right, let's try it out. So the first song we did together was called Modal Consequence, and that was our first music video. So that was the first song we did together. That's the music video. So it was then that the concept really started to gel. When we did the music video, I know I wanted to have like chainmail and armor and swords. However, I didn't have those costumes. I didn't have the authentic the authentic clothes. I didn't have that stuff. So some friends helped me out, and it turns out there's a local group called the Barony of the Cleflands, and they're part of the SCA, which is the Society for Creative Anachronism, and they reenact medieval battles, the medieval lifestyle, the sewing, the food, everything. They take it super serious. Everything's authentic. The blacksmithing, and fortunately that's where we met our knight in the videos, Levi. So he brought the suits of chainmail and the helmets and the swords, and he taught me some choreography. So that's when things really started to gel, and I'm like, all right, I think we're on a path here. Let's continue with it. So after we did the music video, Raven C and I started working on the vocals for the rest of the album. And here is the first concept piece for the first album lore. So this artwork was done by Scott Wizard Fool Stearns, and you can even see the sketching on the back there. So the first piece of concept art, which turned into our first album cover, Lore. So if you haven't got this album, I urge you to please help us out and get the album. All the album proceeds go right back into the band to help us out, because we are 100% independent. So we've got mounting, mastering costs and production costs and merch costs, and we actually had planned a tour with Attrition for this summer of 2020 to be in Germany right now, and of course COVID screwed all that up. So here we are in the studio, so trying to be as productive as possible. So again, we appreciate any support you can give us. So then we worked on our second music video called Temptation. And we brought back the same cast, same wardrobe, and we filmed that at this awesome place called the House of Wills, and a cathedral, the Amasa Stone Temple in downtown Cleveland. So that was a really cool experience too. So about the new album Inferno. So the new album Inferno is inspired by Dante's book Inferno, the Divine Comedy, which he wrote back in the 1300s when he was exiled from Florence. We are going to go into the 9 layers of hell. So a song for each of the layers. So it was a huge undertaking, and we wanted to do it poetic justice. So we've really been putting attention to detail on this, because we wanted it to be epic, or else it wouldn't honor Dante in the proper way. So we're going for it. We went for the gold, so there's no looking back, especially once you pass the gates. So here is what the album cover will look like. And the album cover was done by a talented artist in Poland, Claudia Bezik. And if you see here, we have the sorceress, the knight, and the plague doctor. So these characters will be reoccurring on Inferno, and we're happy to announce we have 2 new music videos that are going to be released, and we're going to release at least 3 singles from this new album. So we're going to have a lot of content to give you guys, so I hope you're excited for that. So once again, we want to thank you for your support, for spending your time checking us out, and we can't wait to play out live so we can meet you guys in person at our shows. Definitely like interacting with our friends and fans, because our fans are our friends and our friends are our fans, and it's just an awesome thing. And we'd love to hear about what you have going on in your life. What are your goals? what are you trying to achieve, because that's kind of the secret of life. So it's very important. So let's end the video, and I'm going to play a little bit of music from the new album Inferno, so check it out.